How's it going, everybody? Welcome back again into the single player world, and also to a view that is, I think, starting to turn out quite good. Look at this. You can see all the little bits and pieces pulling off there, this coming in here, and today is going to be slightly different because we're not going to be working on this. And I did promise this in the last episode, and it's kind of my attempt to make things a little bit more fresh and different for me and for, of course, videos as well, because I don't want to just be building, because that is not a lot of fun, and at least not just building the same things all the time, you know, just sometimes you can get a bit burnt out from a project is what I'm saying, you know. Sometimes you build in a project and you think, hey, I really should have broken this up a bit, but I'm so close to finishing it. So instead of waiting till we're super close to finishing the project, that was not very smart. Okay, I can get out right around there. So instead of doing that, what we're going to do is we're going to just make sure we do things in between the project and we can break it up. And of course, the project is the docks, which is, I think, probably one of the most exciting ones that we've had in this world so far, because there's a lot of ideas, at least from me, and not a lot of stuff that has gone in yet. So we've definitely got some big things waiting for us there. And of course, I'm babbling on about nothing right now because, of course, today we're going to be doing something a little bit different, and you're probably wondering what it is. And I'll tell you, it's my very, 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 very first base in this world because, well, I mean, I have like, I'd call them probably, what would be a word for them, like a sub base, a proxy base. I don't know. I've just got bases that really aren't necessary, and I wouldn't call them a base. I would call them maybe, how about this, storage rooms. That's what I've had. I've had a lot of storage rooms around the place, but I've never made myself a proper mega base. I don't think actually ever made myself a proper base that just has everything in one spot and I can put them together. So I have been working in between the last episode and this episode on what I want this base to be, because I was thinking, you know, I want everything to fit together, to be close together. Throw in a little bit of redstone, throw in a smelter, a super smelter, because I have never seen anything get requested quite as much as a super smelter, and it's kind of weird that people would tell me to get a super smelter. I don't even smelt that much stuff, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'll make people happy about that. And of course, I also wouldn't mind a little bit of a challenge with a bit of redstone. Today is not that challenge though. Today is the challenge of getting the base built and laid out and really thinking about stuff. And as I say, I was working in between the past two episodes on what I think, at least, the base should look like, and a bit of a layout in creative. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm surprised that broke that quickly. So we're going to go out here, and I want to just dig a few blocks in and just make sure that we've got enough space to put this base in the docks, of all places, the place that we are building right now. And the reason for that is I want it to be hidden, of course, and I don't want it to actually be part of the world in terms of the theme of the world. I don't want this to be the dock base, although we might even call it that way if I make another one in the future. But this will be the entrance from the dock area into my base, which is going to house all of my items, my super smelter, and also, of course, now that you've got a blast furnace and also a smoker, I'm going to have one smoker, one blast furnace one, and then, of course, a whole bunch of other stuff, you know, enchanting tables, repair tool things, whatever they are, grindstones, that's it, the grindstones. There's just a lot of stuff that we can do with this, and I've got some idea, and I hope it's going to look good, because, of course, we have to make it look good. So, without any further ado, I am going to be digging out some stuff, making sure we've got enough area in here, and let's kick it off. All right, so I have gone ahead and worked out the dimensions, and it looks like it's going to fit. At least my current design is going to fit in here. And just because, of course, it's going to be a big mystery until it's done, I'll explain a little thing, because I know someone's going to say, you know, I mean, even if you don't say it, you're thinking it, you're like, I don't know how this is going to work. So basically, there's going to be a little door here, because this is going to be a big warehouse door over there, and it's going to be the warehouse door that isn't going to be openable. Of course, it's going to be large, it's going to be massive, so it's just going to be a fake wall, really, for our base to be behind it. That's what I'm thinking, at least. Everything could change, but I think we'll go ahead with what I've got planned. So walking in here, of course, I've measured out the blocks from there to there, bam, there to there, there to there. I can count to 13 multiple times, which is very good, of course. And not only that, also it is important because that's exactly how wide the space is going to be. I've also gone up and checked how high we have to go, 9 blocks that way, which I think I've actually given quite a bit of a buffer. It only sticks out over, I can't get out there, over here, basically. This one sticks out the top, which is not a problem because I'm going to cover all that area up anyway. So it's a good thing we build in the space early. It means I can work around those sorts of things as we go. But for now, I thought I'd just fill you guys in with where I'm at. And not only that, of course, I'm also going to be digging out a lot of this area. So I'm going to go collect myself stupid amounts of stone, which is actually very important to me. And we'll be back. It's really working. The 1.14 update brought such great things, including speed hackers. Look at that. Who would have thought I'd be dealing with a speed hacker in my single player world? This is ridiculous. Get out the server, man. This is absolutely appalling. I can't believe it. Look at him. He's nuts. Can I even grab this guy? Oh yeah, I got him. Does that slow him down? No, he moved too far away. Dang it. Look at him. This is great. Maybe I'm just really slow and everything's catching up to me. I'm gonna watch this video back and I'm gonna be talking in real slow motion, I suspect. But here we go. This is what we're at. Well, this is where we're at. I've been a lot slower than that guy, I can tell you, because I don't have an efficiency 5 or also a haste beacon, because I plan on getting my haste beacon once I've mined everything that I need to, and then I can do it right at the end, and it's really useful in this world. You know how it is, but basically, here's my very, very basic layout, and I really don't mean base puns, but I guess really I could be doing a lot of base puns. So what's gonna happen? We're gonna walk up here, we're gonna say, hey, there's a door. Wait, I didn't realize there was a door. Bam, walk through it because it's gonna be hidden, you know, that's why you wouldn't realize. So you walk through it, walk down these stairs because that gives us a little bit of room, because I did want the base to have a bit of height to it. And the problem is, if I want to go up in the base and make it look kind of pretty, I need the space, and we go down so we can go up. So that's the reason. We're gonna walk in here, and I'm thinking here will be a storage room, there will be a storage room. We'll just kind of have a few things of what we want, you know, just our basics, and then we might have another one where we've got a lot of stone and all like the big deal items. Then over here, I'm thinking this will be where we put our enchantment room, you know. We can have our enchantment table, we can have a grindstone. What else? I'm sure I'm forgetting things, but like grindstone, anvil, those sorts of things will go in there. And then this is where I think it really gets cool. So any farms or anything like that, we can just go boom, walk down, break our ankles and come down here. And this is where I've just cleared out a bunch of room where we'll have, for instance, a smelter array, a smoker array. We can have the inputs on either side. I think that's going to work really good. So we can have like the inputs and maybe some buttons to press to do cool things. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But basically, I've just cleared the room, ready for us to be able to do that. And also, up here, this is, well, I guess this is a good explanation. And then also up here, what I'm thinking, because of course this is an odd number, and that kind of has a few problems with it, which is kind of weird, because normally odd numbers work great, because I want to put a door here, and I want it to be a redstone door, and I thought about it for a bit, and I thought, well, it's going to be lopsided. But what's super cool about it is we walk in and I've got all this room that I could be putting a door in. I could be putting it in this area here, flat against the wall there, and we get away with it. Look who decides to show their llama wandering trader faces around here. Unbelievable. There we go. Speed hacking llama there as well. This is actually pretty nuts that these guys were going that fast. I'm not even sure if they're even connected. But yeah, you better keep walking. I'll see you a bit later, buddy. No, not banned? Nah. He's back. But either way, we'll ignore these guys. What I've got planned here is I want to do the bit of the floor. Maybe add a little bit more texture and color to it, and maybe a bit of something interesting, and that's what I think this block here is for. So what I'm thinking is I want to have this as you walk in, come down, bam, separate into the 3 different pillars or go down. And that's where we'll be putting in a little bit of an elevator to make our life a bit easier. And not only that, also, it just looks cool when you have an elevator, when everything... You know what is cool? You know when people walk through their modded bases? Of course, we're not playing modded Minecraft here, but you know when people have the... oh man, I used to play, and I swear they were called elevator blocks, I think. I might be wrong here. But for instance, there was a block there, and there will be a block above it, and you press shift, and you go down a block, you press space, and you just jump up a block. I want to get that sort of feeling when you move through your base. You end up doing it because you get so used to it. You end up doing it super fast when you're playing modded Minecraft. You walk, bam, up a level, bam, down a level. It just becomes super quick. And that's what I hope that we can do with this. And I think a bubble column elevator, as cheesy as it is, because I really do feel like they're super cheesy. Like they're so easy. I think that's it. You know, they've just made this an easier game, at least in that respect. Because back in the day, that was a full-on slime block bump up that I would have had to do. Now it's just a bit of water, but I think we can try and make it a bit more interesting. That's what I hope to do. I've got some sort of idea, so we'll get into that a bit later. But for now, let's just make sure everything's lit up. All right, the center's looking all right, I guess. Now, the next thing is I want to go ahead and put in something else. And we're probably not going to stick to this idea the whole way through, but at least we can try and make something of it for now and then switch it up as we see fit. So I was thinking something like this, where we just actually, it'll probably just make sense for me to remove this first, and then we go through and do it. So we do something like this. 1, 1, 1 the whole way down there, and we'll do the same runs on all of these sides, like there as well, and then across the other way. And what I want these to do is I want these to just break up the floor a little bit, because of course we're gonna have walls and stuff coming up here, I guess, something like that, and then up on the other side. So it's gonna break up a little bit, but we just need the ground to look pretty for while we're doing stuff. And of course, if the ground is an absolute failure, we'll just remove it. Super simple, super easy, and I think it'll work pretty well. Now this guy, I think you're gonna get him away, buddy. I've got an axe. Hey, I heard that. Yeah. All right. Well, enough of these guys. I'm gonna get back to work, get some of these things working for us, get a little bit of a spot for us to put an elevator down, put an elevator up, and I'll be back. That there seems to be looking a little bit more impressive. Now, what I'm thinking is what our next stage is to get the elevators in, and I've had some thought, I've got an idea of what I want to do, because I did mess around, as I say, in a creative world with this. And one thing is, for instance, when I jump down here, you see I take a bit of damage. And I remember that I could either put a block of water down the bottom, or alternatively, I could put one to stop you from falling. In the way that I used to, at least, I'm sure I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one that used to do mine shafts like this, but I haven't seen it done like this in forever, where you would have a block of water to fall through at the end, and you just fall, boom, walk out as if nothing even happened. So you'd have like a quick way down, which was really, really useful. But I haven't done that in forever. And what I was thinking of doing was having the floor at whatever floor height we need it to be. And for instance, say this was the floor height here, right? And I want it so that the water is at a block where you just don't fall. And this is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means if we did it, for instance, on this level, we would have to have it probably there and then it drop us down. So I want to put that in, and that'll just be our simple way down. It means that we just have a floating block of water, fall through it, bam, nice and easy. And of course, this will be in the corner here. And then in the middle will be where we'll have the elevator. So for instance, if we were walking, and as I say, we want to pretend like we've got that elevator from Modern Minecraft. Oh yeah, you're going. One critical hit and didn't go down. Okay, well, say for instance we'd walk into it. It's a big bubble column, bubbles us up to the top, and we'd land up here and just keep walking in any direction. So I think it's more important that the one going up seems to be in the middle, so we could just go off into the direction. For instance, say we put our stuff in the smelter, walked out, want to go back outside. We'd be able to do that without finding ourselves in one of the random corners. Whereas if we're over here, we know we want to go down. That's the only destination. We'll just go there and, well, it'll be easy because we know we're going to be there. So that's my logic with it at least, and I'm going to stick with that. Now, I think, as far as I'm aware, well, being my guessing game, I think we are actually at a good amount over here for one of these blocks of water that I was talking about a bit earlier. So if we put this in here, I've got a neat little idea. If we go one of these, one of those, one of those, and of course we need a full block. If we're going to put water on something, we need a full block anyway. So if we did this over here and we put in a open gate like that, I think we should be all right. So can I put a bit of water in there like that? All right, so we're going to give it a test, and I've actually just used up my last darn ender pearl trying to get back up here, but we'll just go like this for now. So if I go in, I say, okay, let me just not leave that there so I know which the middle block is. Nice and simple, down, no damage. Fantastic. So I think, let me just try one more down. I want more space, so if we can get a little bit more space, I'll be cool with that. But honestly, I might just leave it there where it is, and that could keep it nice and easy. But I think the 3 blocks, because that goes 1, 2, maybe, yeah, we could go down here. So we could do this down here, for instance, and then we wouldn't have any trouble. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe. I'm actually surprised it's got that much. Perhaps this acts as, I'm actually curious, does this act as a ladder in a weird way, or a trapdoor? Because I felt like we kind of held on a little bit at the end there. I'm gonna have to do a bit of testing about that. I might be wrong, but it felt that way. All right, so I've been messing around with those. I just put 2 of them in. I might do one in all 4 of the corners there. We'll see how it turns up at the top there. But at least for now, we've kind of marked those off as places that really need to be open at the top and at the bottom. Now, what I'm thinking about with this, and I had a little bit of a planning, and I came across a little interesting thing. Let's just get those. And let me just pop this in right around there. We'll also move the torch about there. And that means we're not going to get any spooky monsters around. Now, what I found out, this was really cool because I haven't played around with, well, glass panes in forever. But look at that. Now the new texture at least, actually, let me go F1 so it switches off so we don't see those lines on the other side. But look at this. It's just a little floating thing over there and then there as well. So what I discovered was when I put these up like this, like that, and there, you just got a whole bunch of floating little dots, which I thought looked pretty interesting. I mean, nothing spectacular, but I just thought that was really weird. Look at that. Just some very, very strange things. But yeah, that's not really that crazy, but it is interesting. And what I'm thinking of doing here, which obviously came to my brain at some stage, was to put these in on each of these sides like this. And then we would have ourselves a solid column up that we could just walk in on the corner, bam, go up like that. And super simple, have our column of water in the middle. Very easy. It's actually pretty cool. But now what I'm thinking, and this is what came into my head, what I was actually about to say, was I was playing around with a column up and a column down idea in creative mode. Well, not in this world, of course. I always have to say that, trust me. Every time I was in creative. No, I wasn't. I'm talking about creative worlds, all right? But I was messing around in a creative world with this, of course. And I went to put in a green one to be the up column and a red one to be the down column. Because, of course, when you're at the bottom, you're going to see this. You're going to see the red one. You're going to be like, okay, that's not to go up. But I decided we'd do something like this where it's in the middle. And it's nice and simple. And just like that, look how cool that is. I just think that looks so awesome. Very, very cool. We can change the colors. As I say, the colors are not there like set in stone. They set in glass right now. But when we do eventually pick the colors, I think it'll be a smart move to just play around with a few different ideas because this is, as I said, the space doesn't even have to match what's going on outside. So we get all the room to mess around with silly combinations. So let's do that there. And so we'll put in a column here because I'm smart and I'm not going to mess around like I've done so many times. We're going to go one there, and here, and there, and look at it working perfectly. Another one, and I guess we'll go all the way to the top, right? We could leave it one short, but it's all right. We'll just go all the way to the top. Finish the job like this one right over there. Perfect. So this should take us all the way up. Bump my head all the way up. Perfect. And then we go, then we go down like that. By the way, I've installed some high-tech redstone doorway there. Look at that. Super simple, super easy, and it looks, I think, pretty cool. I think it's one of the cooler elevators. At least, you know, this is what I was saying, actually. I think I mentioned a bit earlier. I wanted a bubble column, which I said is kind of boring, but I wanted to do it a little bit different. There we go. A little bit different to just having it in the wall going up. What I'll do now is I'll put in the rest of this stuff, and then we'll go ahead and put the stuff in down the bottom so we get a good layout of what we're going to be doing down here. We won't put the redstone in because I think the redstone really is like a full day activity for me. I haven't done any redstoning in a very, very long time. All right, so I put the bottom piece in here and I want to just go and kind of fill this thing out. And by the way, of course, we're getting started, so I've got some big plans for this thing. And I think for now, it's going to look kind of boring, but give it another episode and then another episode. And then all of a sudden, it's going to be huge and hopefully cool. I think it's going to be a very cool idea. But enough of that. Let's just go down. Let's walk, pretend we've opened this cool door. It's opened up into everything. Walk down here. Can't go down there, but we do go down there. Bam. Give me a second. It has a little bit of delay. And then, of course, we've got all this stuff here. Look at that. Empty wall. Ignore that. I've put the blast furnaces in here. And I've put these ones in here. What are they? Smokers. That's right. So I've thought about it. And I think we're probably going to have to remove this wall here. Well, we most certainly are if we want to make this automated. So I think if we put hoppers in the back, I'll just go ahead and get some of those, or maybe some other trapdoor, but I think these are probably going to be the option. We do something like that, and then we can hide the hoppers behind there, and we can still have it looking good. And then, of course, we would need ones to take it out the bottom and do whatever we need to do with it. So that's what I'm thinking there. I've also actually put in this neat little pattern here. We'll come up with some other ideas. I think this will be all right for now. It's just a temporary thing. And, of course, just the cool up and down. Also, because this one's a bit of a change, I went one block up. And the reason I did that was so that when we go up, ignore that one, that was the one I failed. But remember how I said I wanted to be like those elevators in modded Minecraft where you kind of just go up and go very quickly up. Ooh. Okay, well, that's a bit of a mistake. Okay, well, it's nighttime. I'm gonna have to deal with that. I haven't seen one of those guys in a while, but basically, I want it to be as quick as possible. So you go boom. Man, I'm doing a horrible job of being as quick as possible. Boom there and back up like that. Super simple, super easy, and I think it's gonna work quite well. So, of course, because it's nighttime, I'm gonna have to go and sleep, but it's also a great time to end the episode because we have, I think, kind of closed off the bottom area to be good for now until we automate it in the future. But for now, of course, thank you very much for joining me here today, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.